What's going on, people of Booth? My name is PendragonE01. With me, as always, is Upershot93.
What's going on?
Today, we're going to be reviewing Gears of War 4. It's pretty dope, I'd say.
It's fresh to death, son.
Fresh to death. From the mouth of babes, everyone. So, Gears of War 4. This is actually the first Gears game that I'm really playing. I played a little bit of multiplayer on Gears 3, but Gears 4 is the first one that I'm playing the campaign and doing all the horde mode and everything. It's pretty awesome. So, in case you don't know, Gears of War is a third-person cover-based shooter. In this one, we're playing as J.D. Phoenix, who is the son of Marcus Phoenix, the protagonist from the original series. And there's a whole new threat to Sarah. It's called the Swarm, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting what they're doing so far. I've been with Gears since day one, so when it comes to Gears, I'm a Gearsaholic, and what they're doing so far is pretty cool. With JD being the main protagonist now, it's interesting because he's the younger, the game's focusing on the younger generation of Gears, but like the lore that's being reintroduced or spoken of is more so concerning to like the past of Sarah. So it's a really nice little, the two influences coming together is pretty neat.
And new Sarah and like ancient Sarah.
Yeah, like new Sarah, the new coalition being here, and then they're going past through like the museums and whatnot that happen in the game. It's pretty interesting to see what they're doing so far with it.
Alright, so graphically, this game looks really nice. So you want to expand a little bit on that? Compared to past games, how does this match up?
I mean, Gears has always been evolving. Since this is the new Gears on this gen, it looks pretty good. Not the greatest game that's out right now. No, excuse me, not the greatest looking game out right now. But I mean, it's definitely a contender.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pulling its weight. But I think they did that so that way the game ran smoothly, which it does.
That's true.
It's a very sharp looking.
And we were just watching it on your big ass HD TV, and it looks really nice. So,
it looks very nice.
I really like the art direction that they went with. I like how they use different color palettes for different scenes to express the tone. For example, the first few levels, you're going through a cog city that's all empty and being built, and it's all shiny and new, and it's got that feeling. But then with the Outsiders, you've got sort of this autumn color where everything's like
fall, very wood and nature.
And then other times, like any scene with the Swarm feels damp. It looks damp, just gray tones, and just you got this squishy feeling from the way everything looks.
Yeah.
So the other amazing thing that they've done is a lot of the music also adds to that. Builds the tone.
Oh my goodness. The music, it's like the Gears theme is pretty good, but now what they have going on with it, I don't know, I think they must have switched composers or something, or the composer stepped his game up, because it sounds good. It's an interesting score that really adds to the atmosphere of the story.
And even though I haven't played Gears, I have watched various things and knew about the series. They've always been really good about their sound. For like when it first came out, they were using watermelons and ceramic pots to make that headshot sound.
I think so.
To make that perfect squelch and crack sound.
Yeah, everything sounds squishy. All the guns sound just sharp as ever. Lancer sounds like a Lancer. Beautiful. Ripping into someone with the chainsaw.
Which is just a visceral, manly, badass experience. Like I didn't play Gears because I'm a huge Halo nut, and Gears was kind of an affront to Halo. But I played it. I chopped 2 people in half with a chainsaw, and it was probably one of the most magical experiences I've ever had in my life. So now we've got a 10-hour campaign, thereabouts. Some of you speedrunners might be able to do it faster, but
oh yeah, definitely.
We're slow. Anything good, bad, the other you want to talk about with this story compared to other Gears games?
So far from what I've seen, I haven't completed the story yet, so I can't tell what the ending will be like, which is good for you, but I kind of saw where they were going with the story. It felt kind of predictable. from what I've seen so far. But I mean, they're doing it at a good pace, not rushing it, not drawing it out by any means. So it's a very well told story from this point so far.
And coming into the series with this game, it doesn't assume that you have knowledge of what's gone on before. It kind of builds up and talks about things so that you kind of know what's going on. The other thing I like is the interaction between the characters seems really authentic. Like the first scene with JD and Marcus interacting, like I almost put the game down for a second because I was like, who has been videotaping me and my dad talking to each other? Like, this is not okay. But you had an issue with the dialogue.
I think it's too quippy. Like, it's too... Like, I get that they're a younger cast of characters, but like it just seemed like every 5 minutes after a firefight they were just shooting off a one-liner. It just felt very Michael Bay-esque summer blockbuster B movie.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, like I said, it's a very.
But I mean, I feel like that's almost kind of Gears' niche too. Like you think of like Predator or like Alien or some of those older sci-fi movies, like they kind of have that macho, fighting aliens sort of feel.
Yeah, I mean, to that extent, yeah. But like, this just seemed excessive. Like I totally get that happens and everything, but like this just seemed like too much clips. Like they're coming at it with the shotgun approach. It was just like maybe I'm just not remembering it enough or correctly, but it just seemed too much.
That's fair. The other issue I had, again, this is my first Gears game. It was extremely linear. There's a lot of get to this area, fight those people, move to the next area, fight those people, which can get a bit tedious. Not saying it's bad, but you do notice it. But they do a few things to break it up and give it a different spin. For example, there's a part where they send you and one of the AI players one way and send the other half of the group the other way, which I understand was in past games as well. Yeah. At the very beginning, there's a big ass motorcycle chase, which is phenomenal.
Freaking sweet.
Just things to go in there and mix it up and change the pace up.
Yeah, I like the set pieces so far. They're really changing up the pace of the game. Definitely makes it not so linear as you said, but which is just classic Gears. But I mean, anytime I shoot one of those locust guys or swarm and they explode into tiny bits, I'm entertained.
Right. So what'd you think about multiplayer?
Oh, I love multiplayer. I'm a Gears fiend for multiplayer. My goodness. As sharp as ever. 3 was my favorite, but after playing 4, it seems like they found a sweet spot with the Gears 2 diehard group and then the Gears 3 group, or like the Gears 1, Gears of War 1 group and then the Gears of War 3 group. It's a great experience. You're still able to customize characters, weapons, not to a huge extent. Plus, in the way you do it, you kind of like earn these scrap pieces, which you can get through scrapping duplicate. Through scrapping like skins you don't want or things of that nature. And then once you get those certain amount of scraps, then you can spend those on creating a new character, which I did. I made one of the little cog guys decked out in his full armor, so he looks like Carmine. Rest in peace.
One of the issues I had with multiplayer, because we jumped in, we went right to the multiplayer. The controls aren't necessarily intuitive.
To a newcomer, I would say.
Well, and there's a lot going on. This is a different kind of game. I'm used to first-person shooters. I'm not used to the whole cover system. But there's a lot of stuff you got to manage. It's not a dumb game. Like you have to go in there and figure out how you best going to adapt these various weapons and stuff to your own play style. You have to manage the cover. You have to manage this whole reload thing, which is some next level shit right there. I mean,
he's coming from Halo, guys.
You have to manage the melee, like gearing up that chainsaw. You can't necessarily always get that chainsaw, and mashing that B button is also kicking my ass. And a lot of the guns function very differently than what you would expect them to. So there's definitely a learning curve, especially if you're not familiar with it or going into the campaign to begin with. But other than that, I enjoyed it. Like I said, chainsawing dudes in half is just a great experience, just amazing. Horde was also really fun. I really like fighting against bots. Thought it was dope.
Yeah, still, I think they amped up the difficulty because I was playing Horde. I was playing Gears 3 Horde before this came out to get prepped for this game. And I got to level 30 first try with a group of guys. I think we were actually one guy short and we managed to get to 30, but then like we played the one Horde mode and I think we barely got to 10 and then we just got decimated. It was pretty brutal. No, we got to 8, but the 2 guys dropped out. Never mind. But then we did get the 4 guys, and then we still got to 10, and that was still a struggle bus of a journey. So it's definitely something you got to bring your A game to this time around for sure.
Alright, so I think we talked about pretty much everything. Great game. Like I said, this is my first one, but it's pretty quality. I'm going to have to play all the other ones now. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. What say you? So, excellent game. We definitely recommend it. And, yeah, I think that's about all we've got for you today. As always, if you like what you see, give us a like. If you want to see more of it, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter for various announcements or funny things sometimes. We're not that funny, but we try.
We try. It's the thought that counts, you know?
Anyways, thanks again for watching, and we hope we'll see you next time on our next video.
Do it alls.